And welcome back, everyone, to the beginning of another Naruto What If. What if Naruto was on Team Guy? Now, let's get into who gave me the suggestions first, which is a fair amount of people. Shane Sneal, John Miller, Tom Bullis, plus Ultra Karma, I think it is, Freddie Hall, Shadows 82, Sinhal, Denji, and Xander. Now, it should note several things. One, this is different than Guy adopting Naruto. Obviously, that's clear. It's also different than than Guy just training Naruto. Obviously, she's going to get training under Guy in this. That's a given. But there's a difference between a what if where Guy trains Naruto and he still ends up on Team 7 versus Naruto winding up on Team 9. I believe that's their team. And being trained by Guy after that. Those are actually very different. So, now, before we begin, how is this going to work? Because I have put up polls getting your take on what you'd rather see. And a lot of people still also were asking, no, Naruto should switch with Neji or Tenten. And a lot of people were going with Tenten. So, obviously, if you saw the poll, it's going to be Naruto switching with Lee. Now, why? I explained in the community pod tab that poll why, but I think for the people who are actually going to watch this first video, I think it's important for me to explain here. There are reasons I didn't switch Neji and Tenten. I went with Lee. And I'm going to re-emphasize what I stated in that what I basically said in the poll in a little bit more in depth. Probably don't want to take more than a few minutes to do this. Lee and Rock Lee are very much the contemporaries to each other here. Lee is hyperactive. Lee's not dumb. He's not, but he's very single-minded. I think that's a good way to put Lee. Not dumb at all. He actually has a very good head on his shoulders. Neji's a genius, yes, but that doesn't mean Lee's dumb. But he's very single-minded. He's very hyperactive. He can be a bit of a knucklehead sometimes, let's be honest. That is part of Lee's charm. Very much like Naruto. And both have latent potential that can be emphasized. The reason I didn't switch Neji is, as I explained in what I wrote in the poll, is Neji was the rookie of the year in his grade. And when we even note that Kakashi's like, when we get through the preliminaries, Kakashi notes, Sasuke can't beat this guy. And that's a Sasuke who's way stronger right now way stronger then than he is where we would be starting this what if. So putting Neji on Team 7 completely unbalances that team. It really does. And that being said, then putting Naruto with Lee and Tenten unbalances the team as well. Lee then becomes the de facto strongest on the team. To be honest, it is still up in the air whether or not Fifth Gate Lee would be able to beat Neji. I don't think it's ever confirmed that Neji would lose against him. Neji was definitely kind of pissing his pants a little bit when he saw Lee move like that, definitely, and just the amount of power he was showing. But it would have come at the cost of him basically destroying himself as it did with Gaara. Still, even if you want to make the argument that Lee is the strongest, he's only the strongest when he's going all out and then destroying his body, only under very specific circumstance. So that's why Neji stayed. Tenten is the better argument to swap with because Tenten technically is the weakest member of the team. And you can certainly have teams of 2 girls and 1 guy. I believe technically it's Team Samui, isn't it? From the Cloud. Technically, I think she's supposed to be the Jonin of that team, which means it's only Karui and I can never remember her partner's teammate's name. I can't remember his name, but Omai. But assuming that B or Yugato or someone else was the Jonin sensei, well, then you would have had 2 women on the team. It's not just you can't have 2 women on the team. It's just that Konoha seemed to be a lot more traditional with the way they structured their teams. It was always 2 guys and a girl. When you actually break down Konoha teams, actually think about that for a second. There was always 2 guys and a girl. I mean, I'd have to go into probably Boruto to think more on that. And remember, Kabuto's team isn't actually a real Konoha team. They were all spies. So, now, is that to say that all the Jonin team, or all the teams were 2 guys and a girl? Probably not, but they seem to go with a traditional, at least that's their traditional format. So I have a feeling that they would probably keep Tengen. But Lee is interesting. And let's actually just start getting into the what if. And I'll explain why when we're getting into the what if. So Naruto, this will take place after Naruto obviously gets the scroll back, or steals the scroll, learns the Shaolin Jutsu, and beats Mizuki. Now, during the week leading into the team selections, the third Hokage asks Rukia, well, not Rukia, sorry, I was going to say Rukia, Iruka, asks Iruka and Guy to show up. Well, probably not Iruka, because, well, I can't remember. Was Iruka there during the team? I don't think he was. I probably asked Guy about this, and Kakashi. Because Kakashi is filed for Naruto to be on his team. But the third has actually thought about this. And again, this is where we have to make the alteration in the story. He's probably thinking Kakashi is still burdened with his past failings. I worry if he'll be able to help Minato's son the way he needs to be helped, which is actually a very fair point. Part 2 Kakashi is actually a pretty good teacher. And Part 1 Kakashi is good at teaching Sasuke, and he taught them the basics, I guess. He taught them, according to him, he taught them teamwork, and he taught them how to walk on a tree. Great, wonderful. You'll note, by the way, that I believe I did put him actually relatively high when it comes to teachers, but when I did my list. However, this all comes down to the fact that once you factor in Part 2, where he's a lot better of a teacher, it helped compensate for his failings in Part 1, because in Part 1, he really was only focusing mostly on Sasuke, particularly teaching him the Chidori, and never once teaching Naruto or Sakura any other jutsu, at least to balance them out. Like, come on. Now, granted, Naruto learned the Rasengan and so forth, but you get my point. And this would be, because also, Kakashi's kind of has that tardiness issue, and so he thinks on it, and he looks at what Guy did with Lee. And so he calls them in and says, Kakashi, let me rephrase that. When they're all making their submissions for for their teams, he asks Guy to come in. It's like, Lord Hokage, may I ask why I'm here? Here, I already have my team in rotation from last year. Yes, Guy, but I want you to know there will be a change to your team. What? Everyone but Kakashi, please leave. And Lord Hokage, what exactly is going on here? Kakashi, you have asked for Naruto Uzumaki to be on your team. That's right. I'm afraid I cannot allow that. Why not? And why not, Lord Hokage? It's like, I'm aware of your history with the boy, and with the boy, specifically with his parentage. And that is not something you need to worry about. Guy. Of course not, Lord Hokage. I have also seen the potential growth that someone who is deemed talentless can achieve under your tutelage, Guy. You're referring to Rock Lee, of course. Lee is I'd argue. Well, Neji is definitely the finest student to come out of the academy. Lee is a crowning achievement of hard work and perseverance. Indeed, that is why I am putting in for a swap. What? Rock Lee shall go and shall replace Naruto on Team 7, whereas Naruto shall take Lee's place on Team 9. Lord Hokage, I have to ask, what? Are you sure that's wise? I mean, Lee still has so much room to grow, and I mean, we've already developed quite a synergy with the team. Indeed, I know this will be tough for you, but Guy, I do. It is important for us to seek knowledge from all points of life, including different senseis. If you're as good of a teacher as you've proven to be with young Lee, then I'm sure you'll have no problem with Naruto. And from what I understand, Naruto's quite adaptable. He should be able to synergize with your team quite well. I was like, but I have to agree with Guy on this, Lord Saratobi. I mean, I promise you, I won't let you down. And I will give Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura my utmost attention. So she's like, I'm sure you will give them your attention, Kakashi. But Lee will be a good bridge for Sasuke, this year's Rookie of the Year, to gauge. If he's as strong as I've heard claimed, Guy, he should far surpass Sasuke's abilities and give him an even greater goal to strive. Sadly, as much as Naruto has potential, his grades and lack of showing say that he will not be able to challenge Sasuke in the way we hope. Now, after they both basically agree, and Guy is obviously Guy and Kakashi are upset about this. Guy's far more upset than Kakashi's. Oh, Lee. No, but the Lord Okage's right, and he'll explain this to Lee after the fact. But now, those arguments that were just made there is Rock Lee a better rival for Sasuke here than Naruto? Personality-wise, maybe not quite as much. Naruto is very, Naruto. But I actually would think just because of the fact we know Lee far surpassed Sasuke in just the physicality part of things. After the wave arc, where he's stronger than he is right now, proves that he would be the strongest member of the team by a good margin, and that it would be a large wall for Sasuke to climb. Much larger than Naruto is at this point. Naruto would be probably the weakest member of Team 9 by far. Even weaker than Tenten. Tenten's just more rounded than he is right now. Although he probably could beat Tenten, and I'll explain that in a little bit. As for would Kakashi fail as a teacher, Kakashi being like, oh no, I promise you I'm going to put my best in. If hypothetically Naruto stayed on the team, would he have put more effort in? Probably. But he's still got his hangups, and, they got to listen to Lord Horikage. So the days are coming by, and, Team 9 meets up, and is like, all right, team. You're probably wondering why I called you. We meet here every day, I said. Say, right, sorry, I'm a little confused. There's going to be a major change-up coming in your lives right now. Lee is like, yes, Guy Sensei. There's no easy way for me to say this, but you will no longer be affiliated with this team. Oh, what? What, Guy Sensei? What have I done, Guy Sensei? And Lee would be probably for no, Lee, it's nothing like that. It's not that we don't want you on this, or I don't want you on this team. Lord Okage has made a decision. There's a specific rookie coming in that they felt could use I'm stuttering. There's a specific rookie this year who he feels could use my tutelage. Unfortunately, 5-man squads are not a common occurrence. So there's going to be a trade. You will now be on team. You will be, starting this whatever the day was of the week the teams were announced. Starting this day on the new team assignments, assigned teams, team announcements. There we go. You will be on Kakashi's team, Team 7, along with the rookie of the year Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. But Sasuke Uchiha from the Uchiha clan, and Lee kind of is a good test against it. But Guy Sensei, no, there's so much more you can teach me. That I understand, Rock. I understand, Lee, but you have to understand. But you have to understand too that this is all part of being a ninja. You will never be exactly on the same team all the time. And it is important for us to gain knowledge from every avenue you can. Learning under more than one sensei can be a boon to your growing youth. Rock Lee kind of just hesitates. It's a good point. Yes, learning from Sensei's rival could be invaluable. That's right, Lee. And that's not to say you and me will never train on our own again. Not at all. There'll be plenty of time there'll be playtimes during our free time that we will, of course, be able to show off the power of our youth. They're trained to its utmost capacity. That's right, Guy Sensei. So go, Lee. Show them what Team Guy has done for you. Show them what you have accomplished. Go on that team and make me proud, Lee. Will you do that? Guy Sensei, I promise to make you proud. Oh, Lee. Oh, Guy Sensei. And then the sunset of the springtime of youth is like, oh, God, make it stop. It's like, and after Neji and Tenchi kind of have a sweat. I was like, so we'll be getting a new applicant. This will definitely hurt the synergy of the. Indeed. But don't worry. I've got a little test to see what this Naruto Uzumaki is capable of. Naruto Uzumaki? You've heard of him? Only rumors. He's a bit of a troublemaker around the village. But from what I understand, he's quite crafty as well. Able to outrun even the Anbu for a good while. Wait, he can outrun the Anbu? Like I said, he's a bit of a troublemaker. But you don't get to be a troublemaker without being able to keep out of the sight of the elites. This will be interesting to say the least. But my guess is the reason they want him on his team, but not that it matters. What do you mean? The reason they probably want him on our team is because he is like Lee. Someone who with capabilities, but who's overall just not in fate's favor. So the day comes, and it's like, all right, now Team 7, we'll hold for right now. It's like, and Team 9. And so so basically, Hiruzen actually holds Team 7 and Team 9 for last. Now Team 7. Team 7. Sakura Haruno. Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha. And there, sorry, let me rephrase that. Team 7. There's a special circumstance for this year's team. We're doing something different. A team transfer. Uh-huh. Wait, what? Yes, Naruto Uzumaki normally was considered for Team 7, but you'll actually be taking the place. You and a member of Team 9 will be swapping this year. His name is Rock Lee. Team 7, this year's Team 7 will be Rock Lee, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. I was like, wait, I'm swapping? Wait, who? Your teammates will be Neji Hyuga and Tenten, insert name here. We actually don't know Tenten's last name. And so, they wait. And luckily, Guy shows up. It's like, now, there we are. And there's Neji and Tenten. And Lee's like, yes, I beat you here, guys. Nice try, Lee, but you can't outrun me. Curses, you're so good. And I was like, whoa, what are they? Even like Sasuke's like, I don't envy him. So, which one of you young ones is Naruto Uzumaki? Right here. Good. I see. And I love your color. And I got to say, I'm a fan of the outfit, Naruto. Not quite as spacious, not quite as practical as the color green, but suits you. Oh well, thanks. And Naruto gets up and he meets. So here I am, Rock Lee, Naruto Uzumaki, and it's good to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you too. I must admit, I am jealous that you'll be able to spend time with Guy Sensei, but this is for the best. I promise it is my duty to show what I've learned and try to help Team 7 grow to their utmost potential. I hope you will do the same and try to grow to your utmost potential in Guy Sensei's team. And when the tuning exams come later down in the year, may we meet and see who truly is the better student of Guy Sensei. And Naruto's like, Naruto's a little taken back, but he likes Lee's energy because honestly, Lee and Naruto kind of got a bit of the same energy. So it's like, all right. It's like, hey, I like this guy. All right, I promise to do my best. You do your best. Bushy brows. I like that because even though, at first he doesn't like his eyebrows made fun of, but Naruto giving nicknames is kind of how he is. It's his love language. So say, all right, Naruto, why don't we go up to the top of the roof and have a good get to know each other a bit? And so they go. It's like, hello, Sakura Haruno. It's like, oh, she's so beautiful. Sakura, yes. Hello, it's good to meet you. And Sasuke Uchiha, it's good to meet you too. It's like, whatever. Just stay out of my way. And admittedly, he's like, I see. He's definitely similar to Neji in attitude. And then they have to wait forever for Kakashi. So now I gotta split this in half a little bit. The Team 7 side of things. By the way, we're going all the way to the Land of Waves arc. We're going to like the bridge portion of that. So that's where we're going to be going. But I gotta cut this in half now because we gotta talk about both Team 7 and Team Guy. So let's deal with Team Guy first because that's actually going to be the quicker thing to talk about, I think. Maybe. It's still going to be a little bit. But Naruto meets him on a roof. It's like, well, this is awesome. All right, Naruto. Now Neji, attendant. I know we did this before when we first became a team, but since Naruto's new here, and because you've now been a team for over a year, let's do this again. Tell me about your hopes, your dreams, your hobbies, all that good stuff, Naruto. I'll start first. My name is Mike Guy. I am the handsome green, blue. Was it? He's the blue beast? Yeah, no, he's the green beast. I'm the handsome blue beast of the Hidden Leaf Villages. My hobbies include training, coaching my students, and competing with my arch rival Kakashi. My likes and dislikes. I love proving myself to Kakashi, but I hate how hip he is. And they're like, and finally, I say, my dream is to just help you all excel. That's true. We actually don't really have a good idea what Guy's true dream is, but my guess would be to help Lee and his students become the best they can. And Naruto's like, wow, he's really interesting. Oh, you have no idea, indeed. And so, all right, Neji, would you like to go first? My name is Neji Hyuga. Now, in the original, he really didn't say. He said basically, I really don't want to say. But remember, as you get older, granted, they're only like a year older now, but they're still a year older. Things change a little bit. You can evolve. You can adapt. I think he at least says, like, I prefer the few of my dislikes are, he maybe says like his favorite food or something like that, and he doesn't really have a dream for the future, but I bet he says something along the lines of like, prove that I will show that fate cannot be. I'll prove that to those who don't believe that fate will not be denied, or something like that. Ten talks about her love of training, her favorite food, and wanting to be like the great Kunaichi Tsunade. And Naruto is, my name's Naruto Uzumaki. My hobby, I like training. I think he probably says training. My hobbies, like ramen. And I really like the instant or the ramen from Ichiraku Ramen. My dream is to be the greatest Hokage. To which Neji kind of looks like, huh, what? You really think you can be another one? Seriously, you really think you can be Hokage? It's like, yeah, what about it? It's like, who says it? The only ones ever become Hokage became Hokage because they were destined to be Hokage. It's like, what are you talking about? Destiny, all that. All right, Neji, no need to start anything right now. So, why don't we actually, since it's early, why don't we go and have a little test at Training Field 9? And then just, when they get over there, it's like, all right. Now, normally we do a little bit of a bell test. Then you'll see these. It's a little trick my old Kakashi came up with. It's called the bell test. Now, luckily for you, guys don't have to worry, as Team 10 is currently Team 9. Team 9 is already currently in rotation. However, this is usually how we weed out the real ninja from the ones who aren't quite up for it. He explains the nature of the test, and they're like, what? We didn't have to do this last time, Guy Sensei. You're right, you didn't, because I don't quite believe in that style of. Mind you, by the way, we don't know if the other teams did the bell test or if that's simply a Kakashi test. We just know that the other Jonin weeded them out some way or another. I'm sure a lot of them maybe also did the bell test, but we don't know like if Kurenai or Azuma did it. We don't know if Guy did it. We just kind of go under the assumption that they probably did. My guess is, though, they also maybe there might have been some specific ones, they just had different styles. Either way, so let's just assume that they did do it or didn't do it, whatever. Now, Naruto, the whole goal of this exercise is teamwork. I want to see how well you guys work together. That's the whole point, really, of these exercises to begin with. If you can synergize with team. Tenten and Neji have been working together for well over a year. But I want to know what your abilities are and if you can synergize with the group. All right! But first I want you... But obviously you can't come at me head on. Normally you go and hide. But if you'd like, you can come at me head on. Or you can even try and develop a strategy. It's up to you. And so, and they just kind of says like, we're gonna hide. It's like they go off, and I see, going to hide after all. All right then. And a few minutes pass. Now again, this is very different, isn't it? Because there's already a team in place, and they're not at risk of going back to the academy. So there's no point in hiding the nature of the test here. And so it's really about seeing where Naruto's skills are at. And so Naruto comes in, rushes with the clones out. It's like, shadow clones. That's right. The third had told me he could do these. Sorry, Naruto, but you're going to have to do better than that. And then all of a sudden the kunai kind of, Tenten, is that really all you can do? Tenten, I thought I'd trained you better. All of a sudden, he sees like ninja wire attached to the like to shuriken. It's like, I see, not bad. And then Neji comes in. He's like, well, sorry, you're just as fiery as ever. That youth is amazing, Neji. And then all of a sudden, more clones come out. It's like, oh, that's quite a few clones. And even Neji and Tenten was like, oh, he can make that many clones? It's like, come on. It's like, but your youth is impressive, Naruto, but I am still better. And Farley just kind of like pops them on the ground, and now the clones are popping up. Tell me, is that really all you can do? He is as strong as you said. Holy crap, you still don't know the half of it. Oh my god. And then more clones come out. And then Tenten and Neji try to get in close to him and say, oh please, Neji, and Tenten, boom. Is that really all you can do? I'm really disappointed, Naruto. I was told you were quite crafty for your age. And then he just grabs Neji. Is that really the best you can? Is that really all you can offer? And all of a sudden, there's a smile on Neji's face. It's like, And then he realizes Neji doesn't fight with a closed fist, and Neji turns into Naruto. He transformed into Naruto? No, Naruto transformed into Neji. And then all of a sudden, one of the Narutos, he like blocked. He actually, he blocks the hand of a Naruto only to be that means that Naruto turns into Neji, and he just got a gentle fist on the palm, which for Guy doesn't mean much, but so it's like, ugh! And all of a sudden, 10-10, 10-10 emerges as a as a Naruto. 10-10 transforms into herself and throws her kunai. A bunch of Naruto clones are poofing out. And it's like, you're quite a clever strategy, but it's not good enough. And the bell rings as there's like a swiping sound and just, well, I have to admit, that was pretty impressive. But you guys actually were able to work together. And all of a sudden you hear Naruto say, it's like, what's so funny? Got you guys, Sensei. And he just sees the how on earth did you? And then he sees Naruto's got it's not a kunai. It'd be kind of like, I guess it's just like a jagged dagger or something. Like a bit more like an elongated pronged kunai, because 10 has a lot of blades and their scrolls and stuff like that. So, and then Guy realized what was going on there. It was, I see. You knew you couldn't attack me actually head on. But your head on you did it anyway to distract me. Naruto made so many clones, I lost track of where the real one was. And that last attack, it wasn't for me. You missed on 10-10. You hardly ever miss. You never miss, as a matter of fact, 10-10. And so you knew I would dodge, and the Naruto behind me would grab it and slice the bells. That is amazing! Your youth is amazing, Naruto! Oh, you will make a wonderful addition to this team. So yeah, thanks, guys. Sensei. I must admit, though he's definitely got similar energy to Lee. His technique, his abilities are different enough that he can provide suitable replacement, I suppose. Now, though, Naruto, there's a lot we're going to have to work on. First off, the amount of chakra, and he explained, the amount of chakra you're using is too great. We're going to have to work on your chakra control. And also, our team is a frontline specialist team. By the way, I think that's what the guy's team is. Let me know if that's what his specialty is. I know Kakashi's supposed to be kind of like a jack-of-all-trades team, kind of to have everyone. I know for a fact that Team A is a tracker team, and it's the Inuyasha for Team 10. I think Guys is supposed to be a frontline team. So we're going to have to get some taijutsu into you. I already know how to fight. Really? Well, why don't we put that in the test? And then obviously he squares off with Neji, and even 10-10 beats his butt in 1-on-1. But that being said, Naruto, I need to know your limitations. How many clones do you think you can make? Naruto says, I don't know, 1,000 or 2. They're all like, what? It's like, oh yeah, I mean, I can't remember how many he made against Mizuki Sensei, but I think it was like at least 1,000. And even Guy's like, really? Well, would you mind showing us? So I'm a little tired. Here, this is a chakra pill. Help replenish it. Oh, awesome. All right then. Then boom. And even Neji's like, it's like, how much chakra does this guy have? It's like, holy crap. This will be actually valuable for your training as well, Neji and 10-10. It's like, what do you mean, Guy Sensei? Because while we definitely fight against multiple numbered opponents before on the few C ranks we've done, it's important to know when you're beat. So unlike Naruto, since you've already made these clones, I'd like you to test Neji and 10-10's resolve and stamina, huh? It's like, come at him with everything you've got. Just try not to kill him. Neji, 10-10, your goal will be to defeat all the clones. Naruto, to keep your real body back here, just so you don't get hurt. It's like, all right, ready? Okay, ready. And even 10-10, Neji, Twin Rising Dragon. She's like got all the weapons up, popping the clones up. Neji is just do. They finally, after 30 minutes to an hour, are just like. 10-10's just done. Neji is barely on his feet. How many? And he finally pops up the last clone. And that's basically the only way Naruto could straight up beat Neji, I think, right here, is the whole battle it's a battle of attrition. Because Neji, for all of his stamina, 1,000 clones, that's tough on someone who uses chakra like that in their attacks and has to, he'd be using his rotation, but eventually the rotation would just give up. He doesn't have it now, but you know what I mean. But rotation would just give out, and he'd just get overwhelmed again. He'd have to react. It would be seriously overwhelming. Luckily, he did have 10-10 there, so they're both exhausted. Holy crap. Naruto, you'd be like, I'm a little tired, but I'm good. I could do another 1,000 if you want. And they're like, what? It's like, no, don't tire yourself, Naruto. We'll begin training tomorrow. And so, Naruto is on Team Guy. Now, should know that while Guy is training Naruto, he's not training him until Lee 2.0. He'll certainly train him in a similar fashion, I think, to Lee, and maybe even try to get him to learn the gates. But first and foremost, physicality and chakra control, I think, are going to be big on Guy's list. So he's definitely going to put some of the weights on Naruto, who will eventually get used to him. Mind you, I think there's like 6 months or something between when they graduate and when the tuning exams happen in this version, or in the overall version. So this does get Naruto time. And Naruto, while starting out a little sluggish, ultimately we know he actually is a very quick study and a quick learner when he really wants to be. He's kind of a prodigy in that way. And so they do note that every time he's sparring with Neji and getting his ass kicked, he's getting a little better. And the fact that he can throw the clones on there and is more unpredictable than Lee. He's a lot more random than Lee. Because I don't think Guy is going to just directly teach him his style of fighting. He'll show him the basics, but Naruto kind of adds his own spin on it. Naruto's chakra control increases dramatically, which means he can make even more clones. In terms of how he's handling his team, his relationship with his teammates, I think he's actually getting along pretty well with 10-10. Like, even though 10-10 sees him a bit kind of goofy, I think she gets along with him pretty well. And I think he would even take interest in, like, whoa, 10-10, how do you do the sealing? Oh, it's not that hard. I can show you. And she shows him how to make a seal. And he does a storage seal. Like, boop. All right, cool. This is awesome. And I think they even work out a special tag combo with each other. I'll get to that in a little bit with the one insert random C rank mission I'm doing for the sake of the story moment here. Him and Neji butt heads, though, quite a bit, because Neji is still very much stuck high on has a stick up his ass, high on his own shit, has the fate angle, and still doesn't think Naruto can, become a Hokage. And Naruto is like, you know why you're here, right? Because you were so worthless, because you were deemed probably the weakest in your class, and therefore they knew only Guy Sensei would be able to bring your strength up to at least a reasonable level. So you're saying Guy Sensei is great at making weak guys strong, huh? Guess that's why you're so strong, and I guess that's why guess you must have been a pretty big loser, guess being how strong you are. And Neji, you little. Because if there's the one thing Naruto has over Lee in this version, he can smack talk back. Lee don't got smack talk. Lee can't do that. Naruto can actually clap back if he really needs to. Granted, he's still immature and prone to outbursts, but yeah, if he has to, he can actually talk some shit back to Neji and get under Neji's skin. And that being said, though, they do work well to challenge each other because obviously Neji is a wall that Naruto is really struggling to get over. But as Naruto's getting stronger, his training with Neji using multiple clones and his fighting style is actually becoming beneficial to Neji too, because Naruto is more unpredictable than Lee is by a long margin. So, because he's kind of adding the basics of the strong fist that Lee and Guy use with his own style, he's a little bit more fluid with it, but he still hits hard, and he's able to block. Unfortunately, he can't handle the gentle fist style. It's just something he's not able to work with. But they still ultimately, as a team, work well together, as it turns out. And on a mission in the C rank mission, Naruto endears himself to 10-10 even more. Well, am I saying I'm going to make a pairing? Not necessarily, but let me put it this way. The option for a pairing is there for 10-10, definitely. Because I'm just going to say, I'm making up a scenario right now. They're on a C rank mission. Granted, they went back to doing D ranks for a little bit, but Guy felt that Naruto was ready for a C rank. And I don't think Naruto had to beg for it. I think he trusts Guy enough, and he can tell too he's gotten stronger on the guy that he waited until the right moment because he knows they've done C ranks before. That they go and just help a caravan that's being attacked by some bandits and a 1 or 2 rogue ninja. Guys handling the leaders, maybe like a high tuning missing nin with a jutsu that Guy's struggling a little bit with. Meanwhile, the bandits coming in, and there's a lot of them. So Naruto and Neji are taking down the front. 10-10's coming up from the rear. Some guy's got his own type of clone jutsu. She uses Twin Rising Dragon, clobbers them, but they start to get up, and at least a dozen more bandits come in. 10-10 gets hit down. Neji's kind of stuck on the punt. 10-10! And all of a sudden, Twin Rising Dragon, the weapons come up, and then Naruto just comes in, rushes in, grabs the weapons. It's like, Uzumaki's twin rising star, Uzumaki barrage. And basically, he took Tenten's weapons and a clone for each weapon, and basically just came in and rushed and probably cut up a bunch of bandits. Now, I think this could be a very important moment, or because Naruto's got weapons on him and he overwhelms him. I think Naruto realizes, maybe he actually guts someone, or he takes a throat, or like, holy crap, I just killed someone. It's like, Naruto, you had my back, thanks. Like, Naruto, you, and she realizes, oh wow, you. It's like, yeah, it's just, I think I'm not sure how to feel about this. And Sensei's taking care of the shooting. You did what you had to, Naruto. You protected the client, but even more importantly, but probably just as importantly, you protected your team and friends. There's no shit. It is part of our life that blood will be shed. The only question is how we shed it, Naruto. Do not shed tears for an opponent who would show you no mercy. And Naruto just kind of, yeah, right. And say, you're okay, Tenten? Tenten? And then he just beats him up, and Tenten just kind of like has a little blush on her face, like, yeah, I'm fine. And Neji's like, good to see you two are all right. Yeah, good to see you're okay too. But Pale Eyes, dweeb. I bet he doesn't call him dweeb, but calls him idiot, whatever. And so they keep going. Naruto keeps training. I would even think I might say, might even try to teach him maybe the first gate. Naruto might struggle with it, but given the clones and maybe unintentionally hitting on the Shadow Clone training method, he's probably got like maybe opening the first gate down. Naruto, though he's not teaching him the actual hidden lowest, he's just teaching him how to open the first gate, because he's not trying to turn him into Lee. At least he's not trying. At least he's realizing he shouldn't do that. He's trying not to do that. Like, literally. He's probably consciously aware, like, you're not a replacement for Lee. You're your own man, Naruto. I'm not going to train. I may train you in the way of the gate someday, but I'm not going to do it simply because I miss Lee. Speaking of which, I wonder how he's doing. Which, a couple of weeks earlier, Lee is on Team 7's like, I am Rock Lee, and he explains, like, I used to prove that even though I cannot use ninjutsu or genjutsu, that I can be a splendid ninja too. And Sakura's like, this guy's a little weird. And so Kakashi gives them the bell test, and Lee even explains to them after they go to hide. They're like, Sasuke, Sakura. It's like, do not panic. I'm here to tell you the secret. Guy Sensei used this test with us last year as well. The idea is teamwork. I don't need teamwork to get the bell. Even so, perhaps not, but that's not the point. Whether you can get the bell on your own or not is irrelevant, because they're testing our ability to work as a team. And Sasuke does pause. Think about it. There's no such thing as a 3-man squad. It is always a 4-man squad, and therefore he's trying to pit us against each other. But the idea is not to get the bell so much as to prove that we can synergize as a team. And Sasuke, being admittedly the one probably with more sense than Sakura right now at this point, is like, fine. Besides, I want to see what you can do anyway. I will not disappoint you. And so they come in, and all of a sudden Rock Lee rushes in and he's like, Lee Perkin! And boom! And Kakashi does have to block and say, his taijutsu is impressive. I'm not going to be able to remake out Paradise now. And so Kakashi actually has to put up a good fight against Lee. Meanwhile, Sasuke comes in, fire style, fireball jutsu. And it's like, and Sakura's like using like ninja wire, all that. Kakashi can get out of it fine. The long and short of it is they can prove they can work as this team, and therefore it's all well and good. Now, the whole tying someone to the fence post thing, I think Kakashi still wants to Kakashi's also looking for that whole those who abandon their friends are worse than scum angle. I still think that can work. I still think that can work with Lee. I think Lee has, because this didn't happen with Lee, so he's not 100% sure about this part of it. But he does ultimately, when, who would be tied though? That'd be the question. Sakura. It would be Sakura, let's be honest. And so Lee is like, Sakura, please, help some of my food. No, Kakashi Sensei said no. Kakashi Sensei also said that we will need to fight as a group once more, and we will be ineffective if you're not at your full capacity, which you can only do if you eat. So please, have some of my food. And so Dan's like, you broke the rules. I hope you're ready for the consequences. Anyway, so they train as a team. Unfortunately, Kakashi Sensei's training methods aren't as good. Now, that being said, though, because he did say he would try harder to try to persuade the third to keep Naruto on his team, maybe he does put a bit more effort in. And I think one of the things he would definitely stress is taijutsu with Sakura and Sasuke, because Lee is proficient at it. And because of sparring, they've really got to pick up the pace a bit here. So I think that is one thing he would definitely stress with them, getting their physicality up to snuff. So when the wave mission comes, and I do think Lee might be the Naruto in this thing. Lord Third, please, if I may ask, I feel we are qualified for a C rank mission. I have completed several before on my previous team, and I do feel that me and my teammates are ready to do one, but only at your request or behest, sir. And you guys say, well, that was an interesting way to go about that, but Sakura's like, he's got a point. And so, Lee, that's right. You did complete several C rank missions under Guy. And you can vouch for your teammates? Yes, I can, sir. It's like, very well, bring in the clients. It's like, what the heck? They're just a bunch of kids. And that guy with the stupid eyebrows. These are ridiculous. My eyebrows are not ridiculous. You take that back. It's like, easy now, Lee. You can't attack the clients. Regardless, they go out into the world. Demon Brothers attack, but this time Sasuke and Sakura and Lee, honestly, I think very easily take care of the Demon Brothers. I think Lee probably could have beat the crap out of the Demon Brothers, to be quite frank. And so, they come up behind Lee, only be like, boom, and just boom, 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 just starts beating the hell out of him. It's like, Lee, Sasuke, Sakura, very good work. Yes, thank you, Kakashi-sensei. And so they go through the mist that Zabuza attacks. Now, Zabuza attacking, I think, does start out the same. It comes down to, he catches Lee off guard, probably gets his head. Maybe he catches his head bent off his waist. Like, his strength is so great. And then maybe Lee, who got hurt from that, he remembers something Guy Sensei taught to him. Like, there will be times when you'll face insurmountable odds, Lee, but never look them down. A true ninja never fights smart, but a real ninja, from his bottom of his heart, fights with everything he has to protect those he cares about, Lee. Remember that. And so Lee decides when the lives of very important people are on the line. And it's like, what are you doing, kid brat, taking off those weights? What exactly do you think they're going to do? And it's not as big of a crater, because it's not as big of a drop. But so, it just pops the clone up. It's like, whoa. I promised someone very dear to me that I only take these weights off to protect the people I care about. Right now, you threaten my teammates, and you threaten my sensei. I am Rock Lee, the green beast of the Hidden Lake Village, and I will not allow this to stand. And he just gets his head bent. Leave Hurricane! And he just rushes. He literally runs on the water. It's like, wait, Lee, no! And now, to be fair, I think Zabuza could still take Lee. To be frank, but you're fast, kid, but not fast enough. And all of a sudden, he sees the shuriken behind Lee. The shuriken, you better not. You really think that's gonna do anything? And the first gate of opening. I actually can't remember what the first gate of opening. No. First gate Naruto. What was the first one, kid? Gate of okay, hold on one second here. 8 gates. Where was I'm blanking on the name of the first gate for some reason. The first gate it is the gate of opening. That just sounds like now I think about it, that's a redundant name. Gate of opening, open! And he just suddenly rushes it. How fast is it? You breath, and all of a sudden he hears the kunai coming his way, or the shuriken coming his way. Is that the best you can? Yeah, no, this is the best that I can do. Hidden primary lotus. It just hits the water. And now can Lee walk on the water at this point in time? Let's say, for the sake of argument, he can, because he has chakra. That's the thing. Lee can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, but he has chakra. It's just for some reason he can't do, he can't do ninjutsu or genjutsu. He just can't do the hand signs and channel his chakra that way. But tree walking, we know he's done. So, and as far as I know, he did water walking when they did the guard retrieval arc. So yeah, he should be able to walk on water. I would say he should be able to walk on water at this point. So he kind of like lands, but he's like, but the Zabuza gets out. He's battered. He like even has like a mock version of the bends where his ears just almost imploded against the water. But the problem is water is hard if you hit it fast. But the fact is he was also spinning, so that might have actually countered that effect. But still, Zabuza would be shaken to hell. Are you all right, Kuzashi? Said, I'm good, Lee. Now stay. The first gate takes a lot out on your body. Believe me, I know. So, and the primary Lotus is no exception. So please, stay back. I got the rest of this. It's like, yeah. Then she comes in, and like before, he would nearly kill Zabuza, but Haku would come in, save the day, and Kakashi passes out. Now, after the fact, training. Honestly, Sasuke and Lee trained for a little bit along with Sakura. I don't think Inari gets the same talk he gets in the original here. With Lee, I don't think Lee doesn't give him the same conversation, sadly. So he is still very much like a brat to a certain degree. It sucks. Again, tragic backstory for him, but let's not mince words. He was acting like a little shit. But that being said, when it comes to the training, Lee can already do the tree walking. But he procs it a little bit to give Sasuke some motivation. And because Lee already has this down, he goes to basically aid in protecting Tazuna. But would swap with Sakura when Sakura's done so that, he can go and train with Sasuke again. And they're able to push each other quite a bit. Ultimately, though, Lee was still training in the middle of the night. Now, when the blow-up with Inari happens, which I still think very much happens, like I said, Lee isn't the kind of guy to give that kind of speech to someone. But I still think he probably gives something. It's like, I'm sorry for it. Like, it would be something probably along the lines of, I'm sorry for what happened to you and your family. I truly am. But that does not give you the right to judge others just because, Jonas, you do not know. You do not know. You do not know the hardships everyone else is facing out there. You still have a mother and a father. A grandfather who love you dearly. And what about the people who don't? You assume something about someone simply just because you met them without ever actually trying to get to know them. That is not respectful, or that is not polite, or whatever Lee would say. It'd be something along those lines. Now, granted, he's not going to call him a coward, but he is going to call him out a little bit in that regard. And so Lee goes out and trains in the middle of the night. I think Kakashi also has the talk with Inari. I think it's different, though. So, Lee is he's not an outcast in our village or anything, but he did struggle. He was no good at anything, and a lot of people made fun of him for it. But Lee trained hard to prove them wrong. He knows what it means to be brave and have courage, and knows not to give up on himself. And so Lee goes and trains in the night. Haku finds him. It's like, oh, hello there. And so they talk. Do you have people that are important to you? I do. They are people who are precious to me, and they are among the reasons I am strong, and I will continue to get strong. It's like, indeed, you will get strong, very strongly. By the way, I'm a girl. Also, I'm a boy. Wow, he's prettier than Sakura. I can still see that. Now, here is a very big problem. Naruto being Naruto, training for the night. I don't think Lee makes the same mistake Naruto does. Lee's very punctual, on time, all the time. Which means he's probably there at the bridge. Which means Inari gets killed. Like, straight out, like, Inari dies. Because Lee just isn't there. The only argument you can make is just to prove a point. He trains the night and kind of gets exhausted. Which, to be fair, would also be in Lee's character. Lee is punctual, but Lee also trains himself to the bone. Ugh. So I guess the question is there a drastic change if I kill Inari? Or is there... Because spoilers a little bit. The changes are still there for the wave arc if Inari lives. But if I kill Inari, that's a big effing problem. I will say this. Because of just the nature of the way things are going and the way Lee trains, I will give him the benefit of the doubt, and Lee is kind of passed out at the moment. And luckily, he's fast enough to get there and save Inari in time. So, sorry I'm late, Inari. There was a wild boar. I found a wild boar cut up, so I knew these guys were coming this way. Fortunately, I was able to get here in time and just leave hurricane, knocks him down. I will give the alternate take though, because ultimately, long term in the story, I don't think it would affect it. But in terms of like the immediate, I'll give you my alternate take in just a second. Haku and Zabuza show up. Sasuke takes on Haku first. The crystal ice mirrors are formed, and Sasuke is taken down. Then Lee's like, Sasuke. It's like, where are you going, buddy? Over there. It's like, whoa. He has to dodge weights because remember how heavy they are. And Lee literally tosses the weights at the mirrors, and I think that force might break a mirror. It's like, what? I'm sorry, but I cannot let you do this to my friend. You don't have a choice. And Haku and him duke it out. Admittedly, it's in the crystal ice mirrors, and it's Lee mostly dodging. He tries to break the mirrors, but even like opening the first gate isn't enough. But Lee is fast enough that I think once him and Sasuke kind of get a game plan going, he eventually does use his bandages, which we know he uses to bind people. He catches Haku off guard. He's like, oh, my fuzzy. He's like, you're not going anywhere! Primary Lotus! Pah! And just knocks Haku out. Just done. And then the mirrors break. He sees Sasuke's the shutting gun. So, you've activated it after all, Sasuke. I'm so, my body. It's like, oh, and Sasuke. And obviously, this also leads to the death of Zabuza because Haku's knocked flat out, if not dead. So that's the way it's going to be, huh? You did, you're a little too problematic for me. But thanks for getting rid of those eyesores. I don't have to pay them anymore. And so, now, in the scenario where Inari rallies the village, they're still going to be able to take on enough of those bandits to do what they need to do. And then the village comes out. Gato tries to get away. Lee's like, no, you will not be going anywhere. It's like, no. It's like, no, please, I'll give you anything you want. That's right, you will. And so the villagers basically not drawing quarter, but drain his bank accounts, revitalize Land of Waves. Hooray. But what about Haku? And Haku's there. Well, Haku eventually, assuming Haku's not dead, which, to be fair, there's a good chance Haku could be dead. But if Haku's not dead, what happens? He begs them to kill him. They say no. Please, if you don't, then you'll what? You'll try to wreak havoc on this village just to get us to kill you. That does not seem in your character, Haku. And so, you must find your own way sometimes. It's true. It's true. I modeled myself after someone I admire for a long time. But I've been learning to find my own way away from him. And to be honest, it is something I did not think was possible. We must all learn to find our own way in this world. We cannot rely solely on others, but we can also not forget what others have brought for us in our lives. Rejoice and celebrate those lives and live for them and live to remember them and honor them. And so, Haku kind of like, thank you, Lee. And so they walk off the Great Lee Bridge, or the Great Konoha. Let's just call it the Great Konoha Bridge, because I don't think Lee is enough of a Naruto character here. And so they would head back, and the Chunin exams were going to start soon. And now, what about that alternate scenario where Inari did get killed? Well, we know Tazuna's daughter would be taken hostage. And the thing is, we would probably still catch up with Zabuza being killed. And they would have his daughter hostage. No. And she's just crying, Nari, what? No, not Inari. No. And he's like, and that's that. Here's the thing. Them hearing Inari is killed would put the ever-loving devil into Lee, Sasuke, and Kakashi. Even Sakura turns like, you monsters. Like, yeah. It's like, I don't have a lot of chakra left, but I got more. I think you'd see the reemergence of the Anbu Kakashi. Like, I may not have a lot of chakra left, but you know what? But I have enough to see. I have enough to still use my Sharingan. And you know what I see with it? And he just pulls out 2 kunai, just like, you're death. It's like when just starts kind of blitzing. Even Lee and Sasuke are like, no. Because it's like he was like a little kid. Like he didn't deserve that at all. Like despite being a brain, he's just and so Lee pushing through the paint, like you, and he probably doesn't go like full primary Lost, just opens like the first like 2 gate, like the second 2 gates, the second and third gate. Just starts rushing, and they kind of just blitzkrieg these guys in a rage. And because Inari's not there to rally the village isn't there. But they do kind of like take it out on Gato, make sure whatever they can give to the village they can. And it's a bittersweet ending. The village is like, Gato's gone. And it's like, yeah, but it came at the cost of Inari. Are you happy? Are you happy, prize? And I think Tazuna rips into all of them. Like, this is what happens when you all cower from something. I lose everyone, my family, my son, my grandson. And even Tsunade just, And so it would be a very bittersweet ending. Like, yes, they saved the wave, but at the cost of it here. It's like, we'll call it the Inari Bridge. The great Inari Bridge. The boy who sacrificed everything to us. Well, he sacrificed himself for his mom. But that's not what happens here. I'm going to go with Inari is saved. Because I realized, like, ooh, that's a good point. Inari might not live. Either way, yeah, that's going to be the end of part 1. Almost an hour long, but now that we got the vibe, and because I have to kind of do 2 dual stories at the moment, Guy's team and Kakashi's team. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.